Welcome back, everybody. This is Crime Review, and I'm RockWave. And the images that you've seen in the beginning of this before I came on was that of Kaylee Gonzalez, Ethan Chapin, Ixana Cornodal. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. And then Madison Mogan. May you rest in peace. May you find peace. So before I actually get into any other information, I just want to say this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Anything that is said from me in this video is purely opinional and by no means should be taken as fact in this case, ongoing case. So if anybody's been following this case, it's been going on for a long time. There's so many twists and turns in this thing. I mean, I can hardly stay up with it. I mentioned in my John Bonet case about a lot of information, a lot of disinformation. And I got to say, this one probably takes the cake. I got so confused and so lost in this one, I kind of actually started losing interest in it. Because in a way, it almost kind of sounded like this thing was fake because it was just, I mean, just so bizarre. One of the main things that I want to touch on, that I want to actually talk about is, and I may possibly make other videos if you guys would like me to explore or actually go into other details of this, because there's plenty of them. But one of the things that I want to talk about in this video is basically starting at the beginning and starting on the night of November 22nd. I think, no, yeah, November 22nd, or I'm meaning November 2022. And where these four actually became famous, whether they wanted to or not. So how the story goes, if not everybody's familiar with it, is an intruder broke in and allegedly unalived all four of these individuals. And this was done allegedly by himself. It was just one intruder. And there's just like so many things that are, to me, kind of weird about that statement or weird about that information. I don't understand. And actually, the coroner actually came out and said this. And she had actually mentioned that they were all asleep when they were allegedly unalived. That, to me, I just seems very impossible to me that somebody would lay there and allow themselves to get stabbed, or somebody to be in the room with them and allow them to be attacked without attacking the attacker. That, I mean, when that actually came out and I heard that, I'm like, that made no sense to me. I mean, I would actually go out of my way in order to defend a perfect stranger if I thought it would help save their life. And the information is actually trying to tell me that Ethan Chapin and Ixana were in a room together, and Kaylee and Maddie were in a room together, and the intruder came into their room, started attacking one of them with a knife, and the other one just stood by, or the other one was just stayed asleep while they were being attacked. That makes no sense to me at all. The other fact of the matter is that there was no screaming. There was no screams at all heard, supposedly when the attacks occurred. I would think, I mean, I've never actually been involved with a stabbing before, but I would think a stabbing would be very brutal and very noisy and very chaotic. You know, people would try and fend off the attacker and try and get away from the attacker. They wouldn't just lay there and let themselves be stabbed. I mean, it just makes no sense to me at all. and that nobody would call for help or anything. And according to the statements, there was two, one probably possibly two, of the people that were home. And that was another thing too. They were kept on saying, well, they were home, they weren't home, they were in a certain part of the house, they weren't in a certain part of the house. There were just like so many confusing things as far as like where the survivors were and what they were doing at the time during these attacks. And to me, it sounds like that you would hear some kind of wrestling around or some kind of fighting back or some kind of you know get off me kind of statements or something like that. This is purely my own idea, my own opinion, and everything. So by no means should it be taken as fact. I mean, I wasn't there. The only ones that were there are the surviving victims, and they're the only ones that actually know what happened that night. Can actually be witnesses to them and actually say, you know, what clearly did go on, and it just baffles me. I'm really curious about it, and because it's not adding up at all. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to continue on in dissecting this case, because I know many have, but I like to look deeper into some of the things that some people aren't really saying or are saying but aren't talking about. Those are the kind of things that I like to actually bring to you. So if I see anything earth shattering or anything about this case or any other cases, I will definitely bring it to you. So other than that, and also the images that were actually in the beginning of this video were animated by Pixiverse, and it's an AI. I'm not trying to advocate for them or anything like that. I was just letting you know so I don't get into any trouble by using them and not stating about it. So that's who actually animated. That was the software that actually animated those images in the beginning. So everybody have a great day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll talk to you on the next one.